NBA trades can make or break a player's career. I mean, just look at the latest example from the first round of the 2023 playoffs, Russell Westbrook. He got traded from the Lakers to the Clippers, and man, what a career revitalization. Some media experts were saying he'd be out of the league and that he should be getting ready to pack his bags, because his next stop was the Shanghai Sharks. But when Kawhi got injured and left Westbrook to lead the team, he silenced those doubters, leading the Clippers in points, assists, rebounds, and steals, and giving an overall stunning performance. Team makeup, spacing, and the playing styles of the star players are the most important aspects of team chemistry and thus the success of the team. Westbrook simply wasn't able to thrive on a Lakers team that had too many similar-styled players as him. Once he was left to properly lead a team and be the main driving force, he excelled and put on possibly the best performance of the first round. Oftentimes, when it comes to NBA trades, there is a clear winner and a loser. Kawhi Leonard's move to the Toronto Raptors is a perfect example of that fact. Kawhi went on to lead Toronto to a championship, while his counterpart DeMar DeRozan had very little success with the Spurs. But in the NBA, you're always one trade away from completely revitalizing your career. And luckily for DeMar DeRozan, he found new life with the Chicago Bulls. The Windy City has embraced DeMar DeRozan, and he's fallen in love with the challenge of restoring the once great franchise to its old heights. Sometimes injuries derail a promising career. Injuries can create a negative feeling that's attached to the team, city, or even teammates the injuries happened around. That's potentially the case with Victor Oladipo. Victor Oladipo's career took a surprising turn when he was traded from the Orlando Magic to the Oklahoma City Thunder and then to the Indiana Pacers. He finally shook off his injury bug, and after arriving in Indiana, he became an absolute beast on the court, turning into a bona fide all-star and leading the Pacers to the playoffs. Oladipo's success story is a prime example of how a trade can unlock a player's potential and catapult their career to new heights, and he's shown that once again with his resurgence on the Miami Heat. The NBA is known for its fashion and quirky styles almost as much as it's known for its bright lights and big moments. James Harden is a player who is known for both big moments and big beards. He started his career coming off the bench for the Oklahoma City Thunder. It seems like a lifetime ago. The trade that sent him to the Houston Rockets was a game changer, and boy did he make the most of it. In Houston, Harden evolved into an offensive juggernaut and an MVP caliber player, lighting up scoreboards night after night. It's wild to think that a trade could have such a profound impact on a player's career, turning a bench player with promise into an MVP favorite, but that's the magic of the NBA for you. Not to be outdone by anyone, including himself, Harden went on to revitalize his career once again after being traded to the 76ers, putting on a massive performance and leading the charge in the first and second rounds even after his superstar teammate Joel Embiid went down with an injury. On the flip side, not all trades turn out to be success stories. Take Dwight Howard and Steve Nash, for example. Dwight Howard was the most highly touted Magic player since Shaquille O'Neal. Many analysts and fans were predicting he would show the same dominance as the legendary big man. On the Magic, he showed promise and dominance, but not wanting to wait around, he went chasing rings and joined a Lakers super team. Likewise, Steve Nash was a superstar, an MVP, and a beloved point guard who captivated fans and had legendary status in the city of Phoenix. When they both joined the Lakers, expectations were sky high, with fans and analysts predicting a new Lakers dynasty. But things didn't go according to plan. Injuries took their toll on both players, and chemistry issues with Kobe Bryant further derailed the team's ambitions. In the end, the highly anticipated Lakers super team turned out to be a massive disappointment. DeMarcus Cousins's trade to the New Orleans Pelicans is another example of a trade that didn't pan out. While Cousins was putting up monster numbers in Sacramento, the trade to New Orleans was supposed to form a formidable duo with Anthony Davis. Unfortunately, an Achilles injury cut Cousins' time with the Pelicans short, and he never managed to regain his pre-injury form. It's a sad reminder of how fragile an NBA career can be, with a single injury altering the course of a player's future. As always, the NBA scriptwriters love to give us balance. The second half of the superstar duo Anthony Davis was traded in a blockbuster trade to the Los Angeles Lakers to play with King James. The duo went on to win a ring in the bubble season, and Anthony Davis is currently tearing it up with LeBron, looking for another ring in 2023. Speaking of Kings, Scottie Pippen is one of the greatest to ever step foot on the court, but his time with the Rockets? Man, that was something else. After winning 6 championships with MJ on the Bulls, Pippen got traded to Houston in 1998. The idea was to create a super team with him, Hakeem Olajuwon, and Charles Barkley. But you know what? It just didn't work out. The Rockets couldn't find the chemistry they needed, and Pippen's time in Houston lasted just one underwhelming season before he got traded to the Trailblazers. So, what's the secret sauce behind whether these trades or these super teams work out? Sometimes it's a change in coaching style or system that just clicks with a player. Other times, it's the new teammates or the change of scenery that does the trick. Sadly, when it doesn't work out, it can be a combination of injuries, chemistry issues, or just not fitting into the new team's system. And Jermaine O'Neal is another prime example of that. Initially struggling to find his footing with the Trailblazers, a trade to the Pacers completely turned his career around. Once in Indiana, O'Neal blossomed into a six-time All-Star and a force to be reckoned with in the league. Or Kyle Lowry, whose path to success was also full of twists and turns. He had a rocky start with the Grizzlies and the Rockets, but found a home with the Raptors. In Toronto, Lowry became a six-time All-Star, helping lead the team to their first ever NBA championship in 2019 and becoming a Toronto legend. Lowry wasn't content with just being the sixth god. He knew there were more challenges ahead, so he's taken his talents to Miami, joining forces with Jimmy Butler and the Heat, hoping to bring more glory to South Beach. But Lowry's success has nothing on Ben Wallace, the undrafted player who defied all odds. After being traded to the Pistons, he became a four-time All-Star and a pivotal player in their 2004 championship win. Wallace's tenacious defense earned him 4 NBA Defensive Player of the Year awards. On the offensive side of the ball, you have Isaiah Thomas, whose story is one of determination and resilience. He almost went undrafted due to his size, but proved his worth after being traded to the Celtics. In Boston, Thomas became a two-time All-Star and an MVP candidate, dazzling fans with his clutch performances. But while Thomas has a remarkable reputation around the league as a fighter who defied the odds and fought through horrible injuries, sometimes trades have the opposite effect on your rep around the league. Kevin Durant's journey started with the Thunder, but after several postseason losses and the inability to get past the Golden State Warriors, Durant said if you can't beat them, join them, and signed with the Warriors. Durant found success with the Warriors, winning 2 rings and 2 Finals MVPs to boot. But his reputation as someone who can't, as experts have said, drive the bus on a contending team, and that he needs to join super teams to win has ultimately hurt his reputation. Wanting to change that reputation, Durant ultimately went to the Brooklyn Nets, where he tried to build a super team of his own with Harden, Kyrie Irving, and others. Ultimately, he failed and demanded a trade to the Suns, where he once again is trying to prove he can be the best player on a championship team even if he can't build one himself. Trades can truly change the narrative for these talented athletes. The NBA trade scene is a roller coaster ride of emotions and surprises, with some players finding a second wind in their careers while others struggle to adapt. The impact on both new and old teams can be massive, but that's the thrill of the game. Sometimes they give players a new lease on life, like Victor Oladipo and James Harden, who blossomed into superstars with their new teams. But other times, trades can be a recipe for disaster, as seen with Dwight Howard, Steve Nash, DeMarcus Cousins, and Scottie Pippen. In this high-stakes game of basketball, there are no guarantees, but that's what makes it so exciting to watch.